Good morning, my friends. Happy Monday. I hope this finds you well. I hope you enjoyed your weekend and did fun and wonderful stuff. I have your beginning of week 3 card spread. I have it right here. Yes, I do. I'd like to share with you that we just painted all of the walls in this place where we live, the two of us. All of them. The closets are being painted now by our wonderful friend Scott from Mastercraft Painting in the East Bay. Should you need painting, I can't recommend him highly enough. There you have it. But we've been going through having somebody in the space for 7 days now, painting, and we are almost done. It's very exciting. Maybe we'll do a tour and a walkthrough at some point. In the meantime, I have your 3 card spread here for this week. In the recent past, you've been encouraged to follow the leader. But interestingly, this card is about developing and following the leadership within, of course. The present moment is the compass card, which has everything to do with higher power, higher self, higher knowing, the divine, God consciousness, the collective awareness, the tree of life, whatever you call it, higher knowing, and having the inner compass to follow that. And the outcome is the education card, which, if you recall, this lady's come up a bunch of times lately, as has this one, which is pretty interesting. So in the recent past, there's been some form of you being pushed by your life or by the universe or by consciousness or just by the circumstances in your 3D reality into these ideas in the recent past. Every life is a teaching tool for others. Your authenticity and honesty are an example to those around you. You're being called to lead others by example. Your wisdom has been earned as a result of your bravery and the adventure of your life. The experiences of battles won and lost, places discovered, tears shed, and joy revealed have placed you in a unique position to be of service to others. Your suffering has been crystallized into a talisman of wisdom. Now you must share it. By being fully authentic, you'll lead others into the light. You'll be required to divulge some things about your past so that you may help someone else. Lead with love. There's another message here as well. Look to those whose great character and accomplishments you admire. Emulate the leaders you respect. You will then, in turn, have more to offer. There's another message here as well. Look to those whose great character and accomplishments you admire. Emulate the leaders you respect. You will then, in turn, have more to offer. So, again, you've earned the talisman of wisdom along the journey of your life. These little guys, leading these little tiny guys, along with the support of this guy, from the wisdom of the tree of life, as you've learned from traveling your own road. And we all need people to look up to and people we admire, to know who to emulate, how to behave, how would we like to be, what's the ideal version of me? Well, I'm going to take bits from this person and bits from that person who I admire. Nothing wrong with it. In fact, more beyond there being nothing wrong with that, it's humbling to admit, as a human ego, we're walking around as these ego, body, mind organisms, right? And as a human ego, body, mind, it's useful to humble oneself and say, who's doing this well? What I'm trying to do, who's already doing it well? Who can I emulate? That doesn't mean give your power over, have no voice, have no point of view, become the doormat and do whatever they say. No, but it means what can I take from them and integrate that is relevant to my own empowered view of what I'm doing? Present moment. Compass card. Let's talk about it. As long as you orient your compass, this is what I was talking about when we started today, to true north, the direction of your higher power, you will never be lost. This is like the whole thing, really. Let's hear how she says it. You're entering uncharted territories right now and can expect wonderful new experiences. To stay on the highest path of your destiny, you'll need to keep your compass pointed to true north. Only spirit or a higher power can serve this function. Money, property, prestige, romance, and other material achievements cannot help you find your true path. They're simply things you may experience along the journey. Something smells weird. Oh, excuse me. We'll be back in a minute. Oh my gosh, friends. Hi. We're going to have to edit this one together. I'm giving Leslie more work than she needs. That's called left the dog's food that I was cooking on the stove cooking. So then all of a sudden there was burning. It's not what you want. Maybe don't multitask so much, or as much as I do. Don't do it. Okay, what were we saying? Present moment compass. Higher power. True north. Don't cook chicken and then leave the room, is what we're saying. You're entering uncharted territories right now and can expect wonderful new experiences. To stay on the highest path of your destiny, you'll need to keep your compass pointed towards true north. Don't cook chicken on the thing and then leave the room. Only spirit or higher power can serve this function. Money, property, prestige, romance, and other material achievements cannot help you find your true path. You know, I think this is a bit of an oversimplification in terms of little spiritual advice here. There's a whole world of spiritual conditioning that the collective is ready to come out of now. I find human design to be an excellent set of teachings and tools to decondition folks out of spiritual conditioning. Frankly, there's a lot of like broad sweeping spiritual ideas out there that are really not applicable to the individual when you really look closely at each person as a unique being. So for example, this sentence, money, property, prestige, romance, and other material achievements can't help you find your path, your true path. They're simply things you may experience along the journey. Kinda, but it depends on your design. I would say, like if you have defined ego and you're a manifestor, you're gonna probably wanna create a bunch of money, property, prestige. Now, I agree with the spiritual lesson, which is to say, finding it will create a lot for you. If you're, for example, a ego-defined manifestor with the money channel, for example, that's going to be a big part of who you are and how you feel like yourself and how you experience the satisfaction and fulfillment and wholeness and peace and love that you're trying to have here in this incarnation. However, if it's just that without the inner work, I would say the way I would frame it is there's going to be an emptiness that never gets filled. So how do we fill the void? We got to do the inner work. We got to understand what it's all about for ourselves as individuals. And if you're clear on that, why you're doing it, what it's all for, and you feel connected to your own value system, then you can't go wrong. That's how I would subtly reframe this teaching about the inner compass. Okay, know that spirit is working in your life, so even if you feel lost temporarily, it will be easy to find your way. You can take the burning chicken off the stove, America. Have faith and trust for your compass with spirit as true north will ensure that you'll never be lost, even on a starless night when all seems dark. So keep in mind, again, some people are here to create a lot of money, property, and prestige. Frankly, that's what some people are here to do. Not all of us, but some people are. The thing is, if you're doing money, property, and prestige from a spiritually bankrupt place, the problem with that is you'll get all the things you're here to get, and you'll feel empty and alone and shitty at the end of getting it. So that's why we want to do both levels of work. I would even say all three. The physical accomplishment, succeeding in the world level, the emotional, mental level of health, and the spiritual wellness. Keep that in the balance that works for your nervous system, and you kind of can't go wrong. The outcome is some education, which again, we've been seeing this card a fair amount. By the way, reminder, if you're just hopping on now, I had a small fire on my stove because I was multitasking. And so the first video that I posted today is the beginning of this one, and this is the second follow-up video. We're gonna edit them together. For those of you coming later, you might not even be able to see what I'm talking about because Leslie would have edited these together so seamlessly, you can't even tell. Hi, Jamie. Yeah, left chicken cooking on the stove. That's what happened. Outcome is education. Life is filled with lessons. Be teachable. I miss you, Jamie. Come back to class. How the hell are you? Okay. Wisdom comes from participating in life, not just from reading about it. This card suggests that you might not have enough knowledge about what you seek, the direction to take, your circumstances, or the nature of your question. Important information is coming. Now is the time to go to school, ask a person who might know more than you do, or find a teacher or course of study so that you can more clearly understand what the next right action might be. Sometimes life unexpectedly sends you to an unfamiliar school, and you must learn by experience. Now is a time to be teachable, open to changing your preconceived notions. Be a student and be willing to state the most powerful mantra of all, I don't know yet. Okay, so this is a really sweet spread. I like the combo blend. Here, let me say what I'm talking about. So you've learned a lot along the journey, the road of your life. You've gained a bunch of wisdom. In the recent past, you've been encouraged to trust that wisdom and to continue to look to those you emulate, like look to those you admire and emulate them with your behavior. This is the recent past. Present moment is, look, put higher self, higher knowing at the center, like let that be your compass and you can't go wrong. What I add to that is the idea that the higher knowing, the higher self, the higher purpose, the higher power is got to be integrated with your 3D body. In other words, how do I say? You are a whole individual. You have emotions and a mind. You have a spirit and a consciousness. You have a body. All of those parts need to be taken into consideration when listening to the higher self. But if you take higher self direction along the way and take care of those other parts of you while you move toward what the direction that higher consciousness is bringing, you can't go wrong. And the outcome is, for the coming 4 to 5 days, maybe 6 days, 4 to 6 days, is we're going to get a little bit of an education. Let's all be humble enough to ask for help, like I just had to do. I had to get help from a man friend to take a burning chicken off a stove, because I'm a person and I make errors. I want to leave you guys with that today. Like, how can we humbly be kind to ourselves today and understand that we're all persons just doing our best, just trying to have crazy hair in the video of life. We're just doing our best, trying to get through. So what if today, any chickens you burn on the stove, you can be merciful with yourself about, and be teachable, and be open, and be willing. You've got the wisdom. You know how to follow higher power or higher knowing or your higher sense of what is correct for you. Even when you don't feel like it, you know how to do it. And the outcome is be teachable, be humble, ask for some support when you need it. Follow the leader. Your inner leader is the best one to follow because it's connected to source consciousness, and other people have inner leadership as well. And they may have information from source consciousness that you don't have. How does it get better than that? When you're ready to do some energy healing, when you're ready to activate your connection with source consciousness, when you're ready to process and relieve yourself of your limiting beliefs, your traumas, the emotions that you can't seem to move past, or the limitations you can't seem to move past, that's when you go to KatieRubin.com and book your sessions.